So, did you know that some states require you to have business insurance? Today in our 15 Minutes of Fire, we're going to unpack all things business insurance because I realize that there are a lot of business owners who, one, either don't know that they're supposed to have business insurance, or two, they don't have the proper coverage. So let me introduce myself. I'm Bernadette L. Harris. I am the founder and CEO of By the Book Accounting, also BTB Advisory Firm, and this group. And I am committed to keeping small businesses in business. Business owners hire me when they're ready to take their business to the next level. And what we say is we help them to accomplish or to build the business that's on their vision board. Sorry, I just got Invisalign, so I'm still trying to learn how to talk with these things in my mouth, so excuse me. But so today in our 15 Minutes of Fire, I have a lot of information, so I'm going to jump right in. If you have questions, you can type your questions in the comments, and I will come back and answer your questions if I don't answer them live. So one of the things that I want to make sure that we all understand, excuse me, let me adjust my camera a little bit. One of the main things I want to make sure we all understand is the purpose of insurance. A lot of times people think that they don't need business insurance because I have an LLC or I have an INC. And an LLC and an INC does provide you with some type of protection. You get protection from your personal assets are protected when you have an LLC or an INC. And that's if you're operating like a business. Remember the episode where we talked about commingling funds, and you can lose your protections when you start commingling funds. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. But anyway, if you are operating your business like a business, your LLC or your INC does provide you with a level of protection. What it does is it protects your personal assets from anything that could happen in the business. It does not protect you like insurance does. So insurance is kind of the thing that will fill in the gaps. It's going to protect you in the other ways that the INC or the LLC does not protect you. So today what I want to do is I want to just go over a couple of the common types of insurance and just explain when you need those insurances, and then we'll talk about how do you purchase these types of insurance. So grab your notebook if you don't have one. The first type of insurance that I want to talk about is called general liability insurance. And general liability insurance is for any business. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. General liability insurance applies to any and all businesses. This is a coverage that protects you against like financial loss that could occur as a result of bodily injury, property damage, medical expense, libel, slander, lawsuits, things like that, judgments. General liability typically is kind of like this big umbrella kind of insurance that protects you against major things like that. The second type of insurance is property liability insurance. And so any business that manufactures, wholesales, distributes, or retails a product should have property liability insurance. And I know sometimes you have people who are making soaps and candles and body butters and things like that. And a lot of these small businesses probably don't know that they need to have some type of property liability insurance, because if you sell some body butter and somebody breaks out and then they try to sue you, or not try to sue you, they sue you, and you don't have insurance, they may be able to come after you for that. And so this coverage protects you against financial loss as a result of like a defective product, or if your product causes somebody injury or bodily harm. So property liability insurance is for that. The third type of insurance is professional liability insurance, and this is insurance that is for businesses that provide services to customers. And this coverage protects you against financial loss. It's like malpractice insurance or errors and omissions insurance or negligence. So if you make a mistake on somebody's, whatever it is that you do, you make a mistake and then they sue you or whatever. If you have professional liability insurance, your professional liability insurance will pay for whatever happens. And you probably heard of malpractice insurance. Maybe you've heard of errors and omissions insurance. They all have different names, but they're all related to professional liability. And there are some industries that require you to have professional liability insurance. So like, for instance, if you're a doctor, you can't practice medicine without having malpractice insurance. In my industry as accountants, I can practice without that insurance. It's just not a good idea. And so I do have professional liability insurance in the event that I make a mistake and that mistake costs me or my client a lot of money. That's what the liability insurance is for. The fourth type of insurance is commercial property insurance, right? And so this is for businesses with a significant amount of property or physical assets. So for instance, like if you had like a restaurant, or you had a business, maybe a call center, something where you have a lot of property, and if something happened, you would not be able to easily replace that property. So commercial property insurance is insurance that will cover and protect your business against losses or damages to your company property. So this could be if the building burns down, or if there's smoke damage, or if there's a storm or vandalism or something like that. Commercial property insurance is the insurance that covers you for that. And so you've heard people say, like, a building burns down and you say, oh, they have insurance, so it's no big deal. Hopefully. There are a lot of businesses that aren't properly covered, and in the event that something bad happens, they do not have any kind of recourse, and usually these catastrophic events are events that put them out of business. And so having the proper coverage and having insurance in place is something that can protects your business, and it may protect the livelihood or the longevity of your business. So that's number 4. Number 5 is home-based business insurance. And of course, this is for businesses that run out of your personal home. And so this is usually an additional rider that you add to maybe your homeowner's policy if you are a homeowner, or you can add it to your renter's policy if you are renting. And this is a coverage that just protects the small amount of equipment that you have in your home that you're using for your business. Some people say, well, why would I have that if I have homeowner's insurance? The thing is, sometimes your homeowner's insurance may have a cap on how much they will cover, and sometimes your homeowner's insurance won't cover like your business assets. They may just cover your personal effects. And so having this additional rider on your policy is something that can protect you in the event that you have something bad to happen to your home. The fourth, what is that? That was number 5. So number 6 is business owner's policy. And this is for small business owners, especially those who have home-based businesses. Now, this is a totally separate policy. So unlike the home-based business policy, where it's kind of an add-on to your insurance policy, the business owner's policy, and you may see the acronym BOP. So business owner's policy is an insurance package that combines like the typical coverage. So with business owner, I have a business owner's policy, and my business owner's policy is kind of a combination of things. So it covers kind of my home-based business and general liability all in one, right? And so it's kind of a bundle, and it helps you it protects you in the event that something happens to your business equipment. And usually having a business owner's policy is the limits are a little bit higher than if you had like just the home-based business policy. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking like, oh my gosh, all these insurances, what do they cost? It depends. It really depends. I have a few more that I want to go over. I just want to kind of give you an idea. I'm not going to call any companies because I don't want to give any endorsements on this video, but My business owner's policy, I think I pay about $28 a month for my business owner's policy. Now my professional liability policy is a little bit more. I think I pay that quarterly, and it's about $300-400 a quarter. So depending on your industry, depending on the type of service that you provide, depending on the level of income that you have, those are all factors that determine what your professional liability policy is. Now the others, I don't sell products or have commercial insurance, so I don't have any of those policies. So just want to kind of give you an idea, because I know a lot of times people don't get insurance because they think they can't afford it. So a couple of other insurances that you would have to have as a business owner, and these are some of the ones that the federal government mandates that you have, and some states will mandate that you have these as well. If you have employees, remember we talked about employees, W-2 workers, you have to have workers' comp. Some states have exemptions where if, like I think Georgia is one of those states where if you have under 3 employees, you don't have to have workers' comp, but many states require you to have workers' comp if you have employees, and so that's an insurance that you would need to have. Unemployment insurance is also an insurance that you will have, and typically this is paid to your state Department of Labor, and if you have a payroll service, your payroll company can take care of making sure that you have that insurance. Some states will require that you have some type of a disability insurance. And even if it's not required, this is a good idea to have a disability policy, because a disability policy can cover your business expenses. It's like a continuity plan. So it makes sure that your business can continue if something happens. Like, I know that there are a lot of business owners who are happy that they had business continuity or disability insurance when COVID hit, because these types of policies, they continue to pay your operating expenses until you're back on your feet. And so people who actually had these policies were very, very fortunate. The 10th policy that I want to talk about is cyber insurance. And if you have a business that's virtual, you have a business where you are responsible for data, I will highly recommend you get a cyber policy, because a cyber policy is going to cover you in the event that you have a cyber attack. Meaning someone hacks into your computers, they steal your client information and do all kinds of things with it. A cyber insurance policy is going to protect you in those types of situations. So I know I just gave you a whole bunch of stuff, 10 different insurances. They don't all apply to every business, but definitely you want to make sure that you are properly covered. So we give you 4 steps to purchasing insurance or buying insurance. The first thing you want to do is assess your needs. Based on what type of business you have, what do you need? If you're a home-based business owner, you have a small amount of stuff, maybe the home-based business rider onto your homeowner's policy or your renter's policy is enough. If you have a lot of equipment, or maybe you have, like me, I have employees in multiple locations, and so for me, the business owner's policy makes more sense because it covers a little bit more. So you want to assess your needs, and then speak to your agent. So if you don't have an agent, then you want to find a reputable agent. But if you have homeowners insurance or renter's insurance and you have it through an agency, you can speak to them to see what their rates are. And then shop around. That's 3. Shop around and see what other companies are charging for it, because you may or may not get the best rate from your agent. One of the advantages, I know for me, like my homeowner's policy and all of the auto insurance, all of that, I was getting from the same place, because when you have multiple policies with one company, you get discounts. And so that worked out for me. But again, you want to shop that around. And then the 4th thing is that you want to assess your liability situation every single year. Reassess and see if anything changed in your situation that would dictate whether or not you need to change your policy, get more coverage, less coverage, whatever the case may be. So I hope this was helpful. We're here on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, sharing some tips that's going to help to keep you in business. Now, we'll have a couple of weeks of break with the holidays and all of that, but stay tuned for our next session. If you want to know more about the services that we provide at BTB Advisory Firm, you can go to btbadvisoryfirm.com. And if you see something that fits your needs and your budget, schedule a discovery call to talk about how we can help you build the business of your dreams. Again, thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next time.